this video, I'll be discussing the 9 elements of digital citizenship. To begin though, it would be best to understand what digital citizenship actually is. Digital citizenship is commonly known to be the continuously developing norms of appropriate, responsible, and empowered technology use. This should all be in an effort to lead and assist others in building positive digital experiences and helping users recognize that their actions and subsequent consequences can affect others. It should also be in an effort to create an understanding that we should all participate in a manner that's for the common good, in a healthy, ethical, and safe way. There are 9 elements to digital citizenship which further outline these principles. The first element of digital citizenship is digital access. Digital access is described as a person's complete electronic participation within society. More simply, it refers to an individual's opportunity to make use of both the internet and various electronic information and communication systems, or ICTs. The use of the internet and ICTs vastly increases our ability to communicate, work, and learn, while also giving access to swathes of information. Because of this, digital access grants its users inherent socio-economic benefits, and as such, it's important for digital citizens to investigate ways to make this access more available to those without. In terms of ICTs and internet connectivity statistics, according to a 2018 study, out of the nearly 7.6 billion people worldwide, 5.1 billion people have a mobile device, while just over 4 billion are classified as internet users. That means only 68% of the population makes use of a mobile device, and only 53% are accessing or have access to the internet. This means that due to various factors, whether socio-economic or infrastructural, over 2.5 billion people do not have access to their own ICTs or the internet. In South Africa, there is only 51% internet penetration. This lack of access will have a substantial impact on a person's ability to learn and communicate in the new world that's being advanced day by day, and they will be left behind in the 4th industrial revolution, that is, the technological revolution. Therefore, in order to create more efficiency and equal opportunities, as well as a higher quality of life overall, digital citizens should do their part to try and increase digital access to all. Digital commerce is the buying and selling of things electronically and has become a prevalent part of modern society and business. A large percentage of transactions which take place on the ever-growing market economy take place electronically or online, resulting in a decrease in physical brick-and-mortar stores. While this means greater access to a greater number of products to those who have digital access, it's resulting in decreased access to those who don't, as sellers and retailers continue to make a move to digital platforms. This graph shows what percentage of the population buys items online in various countries, and indicates that only 29% of South Africans have made an online purchase. This means 71% of South Africans, due in part to choice, but also digital access and digital literacy factors, have a reduced spectrum of products to choose from. Also, due to this relative ease and the anonymity that comes with e-commerce, goods or services can be sold and purchased which are in conflict with either local laws or morals. This brings with it its own challenges. Therefore, while digital commerce is ever on the rise and will also play a significant role in the 4th industrial revolution, trading digitally must be done with care, and attention must be given to local law. Digital communication is defined as the electronic exchange of information, and it has revolutionized modern society. This is due to the nature of digital communication, in that through ICTs it allows for constant communication to take place or be stored at any and all times at virtually any location. This process can occur instantly too, and thus increases the efficiency of communication and other digital exchanges. Corporately, most communication is exchanged by email or dedicated office communication apps like HipChat or Slack. Socially though, The most common communication platforms worldwide are WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, with the majority of South Africans preferring WhatsApp. Digital communication also allows for relative anonymity, however, and thus can encourage poor behavior, including cyberbullying. According to a study done by Forbes, South Africa has the 4th highest rate of cyberbullying, with 25% of children reporting that they have been cyberbullied to their parents. Digital communication is a powerful tool which can be used to increase productivity, and one we should be encouraging others to make use of. It's also just really convenient. But as a tool, it can also be used in harmful ways, and as such, we should also encourage those around us to use it positively and constructively. Digital literacy is the process of learning and teaching technology, and is a key issue in current society. As technology becomes a greater influence and tool in modern society, teaching individuals how to use it is critical. If it's not taught or learned by an individual, they will immediately be at a disadvantage, as being able to make use of ICTs and the internet allows for key learning and communication opportunities. There is a lot of information available on digital platforms though, and some of it is not accurate. Being digitally literate means not only being able to use ICTs in a technical sense, but also means being able to differentiate the information accessible through them. Business, economic activity, social media, news, and various other activities predominantly take place digitally, and thus require a level of literacy for participation. Being literate and keeping up with technological changes can be difficult though, and so the 5 fluencies, being solution fluency, creative fluency, collaboration fluency, media fluency, and information fluency, can help in staying abreast the constant development. Also, being digitally literate isn't just about taking. Once someone is digitally literate and has the technical ability to use ICTs, they will also be able to collaborate and teach on various digital platforms, making their own contribution to society. Having digital literacy is just as important as having digital access, because owning an ICT and not being able to use it effectively is fruitless. Technology is always evolving, however, and thus the learning process is an ever-continuing one. Digital etiquette, also known as netiquette, are electronic standards with regard to digital conduct or procedures, and it's an area within digital citizenship which faces pressing problems. In essence, it entails your good behavior and following of correct procedures in the digital environment. While it seems natural to recognize inappropriate or poor behavior online when we see it, many users are not informed of proper digital etiquette before they start communicating on their platform of choice. In addition to that, 55% of human communication is made up of body language, 38% of the tone of our voice, and only 7% are actual words. In theory, this means that when communicating digitally, which is most often in writing, only 7% of our message gets through to the recipient. Because of that, being conscious of our words in an online or digital setting is crucial. Social media is a vast platform for communication, and thus a major setting for digital etiquette, and its popularity is on the rise. In 2017, there was a 13% increase in active social media users. That equates to over 362 million new users, which will interact with the online world at large, and who will need to learn or be taught digital etiquette. Once again, however, due to an individual's ability to remain relatively anonymous online, a lack of digital etiquette is not only due to ignorance or lack of guidance, but also blatant desire to hurt and do damage with little repercussions. Digital etiquette largely translates from how an individual will interact with someone away from the keyboard, and that's something which is learned through childhood training and values. Not everyone has positive values ingrained in them through this process though, and might not know better. Either way, as digital citizens, we should do our part to guide and teach others on the internet about proper netiquette, and enforce positive behavior in the young people we have in our own social circles to create a positive digital environment for all. Digital law is the electronic responsibility of digital citizens for their actions and deeds, and unfortunately is also an area of digital citizenship which is struggling. It refers to the ethical and unethical behavior and actions which take place digitally or online and apply to any individual who makes use of their digital access. Digitally executed crimes such as hacking, plagiarizing, and cyber terrorism is unethical behavior, while abiding by rules and regulations formed by law or society is ethical behavior. It's believed that only 10% of all internet content is available through traditional or surface browsers such as Chrome and Firefox, with 90% of the content only being available through specialized browsers such as Tor. This remaining 90% is what we call the deep or dark web, and the content is believed to be mostly unethical or illegal and is highly unregulated. Digital law doesn't only apply in a personal sense, however, but is also applicable to business and academic settings in which a person finds themselves. For instance, legal and ethical use of a company-owned ICT must be adhered to, as well as respecting copyrighted work in creating content for the business. In South Africa, some digital activity is regulated by the Electronic Communications and Transactions Act, but it mostly is aimed towards business. There are continual parliamentary debates, however, discussing the need for more encompassing digital laws. And so, just as citizens of a physical nation need to adhere to laws and regulations for the best experience possible, one characterized by fairness and justice, so digital citizens should also adhere to digital law. Once more, teaching these concepts and principles to the young and those joining the digital landscape at an early stage is important. Described as the freedoms which exist and are extended to all those in the digital world, and how one is expected to behave accordingly, digital rights and responsibilities are an important element of being a digital citizen. As with citizens of most nations, online citizens enjoy certain rights and responsibilities. These rights are not codified, but include free expression and privacy. Many nations will also have codified law which outlines the rights and responsibilities of internet users, often including in and of itself the right to digital and internet access. In South Africa itself, there has been a huge movement to make internet access a basic human right, as it's believed to fall in line with our constitutional right to information. As digital rights and responsibilities can be ambiguous and misunderstood, efforts must be made to determine and educate users on the appropriate use, rights and responsibilities associated with digital access. Digital access is not simply a case of use and abuse. Digital health and wellness encompasses an individual's physical and physiological well-being within a digital landscape and are necessary considerations for an optimal and safe digital experience. As our dependence on digital technology in day-to-day life increases, so does the importance of making it a sustainable and healthy activity. Incurring physiological ailments due to poor ergonomics, such as repetitive strain injury syndrome and carpal tunnel, or psychological issues such as complete internet addiction or the over or improper use of electronic equipment and the internet can impair our ability to use technology, and thus can have extremely negative socio-economic effects. Both social media consumption and the playing of video games can be highly addictive and even lead to modern mental conditions. Just recently, the World Health Organization itself has officially declared gaming disorder an illness, placing it along gambling disorders due to its addictive nature. Used incorrectly or simply overused, digital access and ICTs can lead to serious health problems. Therefore, digital citizens should educate themselves on proper use and health with regard to digital devices and share that information to those in their sphere of influence to help reduce easily avoidable injuries and illnesses. This way, a culture of safety and health can be created in the digital landscape. The main objective of digital security is is to ensure that the use of digital information and their related systems are without interference, data collection, and unauthorized access. As with any real-world environment, there exists in the digital and online environment those who steal, exploit, disrupt, and defame other people. These people create software which steals information in order to gain unauthorized access to private data and services. This can be for a variety of reasons, but are often in order to perpetrate fraud or blackmail. More recently, this has been in order to mine personal information for use or resale in the mass marketing sector. Examples of what can happen when security is breached maliciously is ransomware. This is when malware attacks a computer and encrypts information on the device. The perpetrator then demands money for the release of the user's information. The most well-known example of this type of malware is CryptoLocker, whose creators made tens of millions of rand before being shut down. Therefore, just as we do whatever is possible to keep ourselves safe in the physical world, we need to secure our digital world as well, ensuring backups of information and effective access and malware controls are in place. And there you have it, the 9 elements of digital citizenship, each unique but important in their role. The cornerstone of them all being digital access. While digital access is certainly on the rise, as digital citizens we need to do our part in increasing access to all, so that all can have equal opportunities to make the best of their lives. Once that's been achieved, and even on the journey to that point, we also need to help those individuals understand and take on the other elements of being a digital citizen. In doing so, we will ensure that they not only have access to the digital landscape, but that they'll be educated on how to use it lawfully, safely, responsibly, and in a healthy way. Thank you for watching.